welcome to another video. Today I'm going to show you how to make this bracelet that I'm calling the Exotic Silky bracelet. It uses the table cut silky beads, super duos, iris duos. I have Minos parpucas in here, 11 seed beads, and a wire guard, and chain and a lobster clasp to finish it off. Today, the materials we're going to use are, for the silkies, I have these table cut red dark travertine. You see the red table cut here across the top, and then the travertine across the rest of it. And we have the opaque coral Minos parpucas, opaque coral super duos, black iris duos, and I have gunmetal lined gray 11-0s, 2 wire guards, and 2 lengths of chain. And I have a tassel on the end of one and a lobster clasp on the other side. We are also going to use a needle. I'm using a size 10 tulip beading needle and 0.006 fire line in black satin. And we can go ahead and get started. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to add our wire guard and chain on this end. So you're going to pick up a silky and come through one of the holes. Now I want you to pick up a Minos, an 11-0. So I put the chain through the wire guard already so that you don't have to see me fighting with it. Go through one side of your wire guard, go through that link in the chain so that you can go down the other side. Pick up another 11-0 and a Minos, and go back through the original hole that you went through in that silky. Reinforce that. So back up through the Minos, the 11-0, and the wire guard. Down the other side through the 11, the Minos, and the silky again. A little bit of a tug. Okay, so from here you're going to come out of this hole and go through the other hole of the silky. Coming out the bottom hole of this silky, we're now going to pick up a super duo, a silky, a super duo, Silky, a Super Duo, a Silky, and another Super Duo. And we're going to sew back through the bottom hole of the Silky bead. And you should have something that looks like that. Sew through all of these beads again. And through the first Super Duo you added. Give that a tug. Now you're going to travel up to the second hole in that Super Duo. And now go back through the center of only the Super Duo beads and only the open hole. Go through your Super Duo hole beads again. Give your beads a nice pull. Now we're going to go back to the outer hole of that Super Duo. Through that Silky. And now skip to the bottom hole of that Silky. Now we're going to add our iris duos. So you're going to pick up one iris duo. If it's facing you, you want to go through the left hole. Another Silky. Now if your thread's coming out of your Silky in your iris duo like this, if your Silky's facing you with the direction of the holes like this, you want to go through the left hole of the Silky as well. And then you want to go through the left hole of the iris duo again. Go through the bottom hole of that last Silky you added. And you should have something like this. You can reinforce this thread path one time. And come back down to the Silky. And skip from this hole to this one. Now the same as we did the first time, pick up a super duo and a Silky, super duo, a Silky, a super duo, another Silky bead, and another super duo. Go through the bottom hole of the first Silky in this unit. Pull those together. Reinforce that. Through the first super duo you added, and go through the top hole of all of those super duos. Reinforce that. You want to start pulling those super duos in nice and tight. Through this one once more. Go through this one once more. Then we'll go through the bottom hole. And then through that Silky. Skip to the bottom hole. Add an iris duo, a Silky, and an iris duo. Come around and reinforce that. Through that Silky. Through the iris duo once more. And that Silky bead. Now we're going to skip from here to the next hole, and you can continue on until you get your length that you want, and we'll come back here and I'll help you continue. Okay, so we've done our length. I did 7 units like I did on the other one. Coming out of the inside hole of this last silky bead, and we're going to skip down to the bottom hole, and coming out of here we're going to pick up a Minos and an 11-0, pick up the other end of your wire guard, which I put the chain on this one too. Through that link and come down the other side of the wire guard and pick up another 11-0 and a Minos, and come back through that same hole of that silky bead. There we go. Reinforce that. Okay. Now we're going to add our seed beads down the sides to connect all of these units together. So I'm going to go back through the Minos, the 11-0, and your wire guard. Now this time just go down the wire guard, the 11-0, and the Minos. And now coming out of the Minos, you're going to add 2 11-0s, a Minos, and 2 11-0s, and go through the outside hole of this next silky bead. This here. Now 2 11s, a Minos, and 2 11s, alright, so coming out of this iris duo now, we're back to 2 11s, a Minos, and an 2 11-0s. Coming out of this iris duo, you're going to sew down to the outside hole of that next silky. So between the Iris Duos and the outside Silkies, we're adding 2 11-Os and aminos, 2 11-Os. Iris Duo. And we get to this last Silky on the side. Again, it's 2 11s, aminos, 2 11s. Go through the top hole of that Silky. And we'll do this same thing all the way down this other side. So 2 11s, aminos, 2 11s. Coming out of that top Silky, we're going to go down to the outside of the next one. 2 11-Os, aminos, 2 11-Os, go through that Iris Duo. Continue doing this down the side until you get to the end, and I'll help you continue. And now from here, I'm going to pick up 2 11-Os and go through this minos here. Go through the minos and those bottom 11-Os. Go through this Silky. Through these 2 11-Os and the minos. Pick up 2 11-Os now. And go through this Silky here. Pick up 2 11-Os. Go to this minos and these 11-Os. And go through that Silky if you can. So up through these 2 11-Os. Oh. There we go. And that minos. And 2 11-Os. And go through the top hole of that Silky again. And we just sew around this again. Through that Silky. through the 2 11-0s, the Minos, and these 2 11-0s on the bottom here. And instead of going through the Silky, you're going to go through the inside hole of that Iris Duo, and then sew through the top hole of the next Silky. Pick up 2 11-0s and sew through the Minos, and the 2 11-0s and the next Silky. Go through the next 2 11-0s, and the Minos. Pick up 2 11-0s and go through the bottom hole of that Silky. Pick up 2 11-0s, sew through the Minos and the next 2 11-0s, through the Silky, through the 2 11-0s and the Minos. Pick up 2 more 11-0s and go through the top hole of that Silky. And then you'll circle back around to the next unit and complete that the same way as we have this last time. Alright, so we're on our last unit. So we're going to finish this up. Coming out of the Silky, add 2 11s, go through the Minos, and the next 2 11s, up through the Silky, through the Minos and 11s on the side, through the top hole of that next Silky, the 11-0s and Minos on the side there, down through the Silky, the 11-0s and Minos, 2 more 11-0s, and go through the bottom hole of that Silky. Now that we're done with this, we can go through the inside hole of that Iris Duo, come through that Silky. I'm going to cut around the outside loop through, into this super duo, go down to the inside of the super duo, I'm going to find my thread bridge here, tie a half hitch knot, go through the next super duo, tie another knot, go through the next one, there we go, knot that, I'll sew through 2 more of these, cut that off there, there we go, and we're all done. Now if you notice, when you're sewing this, when you're stitching this together, when you do your units, if you pull really tight at the end of each round, you'll get this raised texture here. You can see that from the side. If you don't do that, then it's going to lay a little flatter. So there's our bracelets. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope that you give me a like if you did, and subscribe if you're not subscribed, and show me what you made on Arm Candy Creators Facebook group. And I'll see you next week on the next video. Bye.